The time was 5:57 p.m. 3 minutes to spare before my Toastmasters prospective member interview. I adjusted my tie for the 10th time, made sure no empty bottles of tequila were in the background, and joined the call. After a quick introduction, Toastmaster Azano Major asked the first question. Tell me about yourself. Who is Harold Munnings III? Easy enough, I thought. I gave my standard interview spiel. Boarding school in Kent, Connecticut, studied finance and investing at Syracuse University, turned an internship into a full-time job, and now I'm senior investment officer at RF Bank and Trust. Nailed it, or so I thought. His response, yeah, we pretty much got all that from your resume. Now, I wouldn't be here today if the rest of that interview didn't go well. But that response made me stop and think. My resume can tell you what I've done, but not who I am. Tonight, I stand here as one man. But to really know me is to know my family, their love, and the lessons that brought me here. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, allow me to reintroduce myself. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Let's begin at my genesis. On March 19th, 1995, I was born into one of those Bahamian families with an easily recognizable name, the Munnings family. Most places that I went, someone would be able to tell me, I know your people, you're good people, which often meant behave or I'll report back. You see, my grandfather, Harold Munnings Sr., was an accomplished public servant. And along with my grandmother, Gwyneth Munnings, they set a high standard for our family. Their children went on to become leaders in public life, sports, and medicine. From this side of the family, I learned that with hard work, dedication, and the support of your loved ones, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. On my mother's side, my grandfather was cool and funny, but my Grammy J, she was the best. She was kind, everyone's best friend, and the most loyal PLP supporter in the whole Commonwealth. One hot summer day, she picked up my sister and I, promising to take us for ice cream and pizza. Instead, she drove straight to the PLP headquarters, threw gold and blue shirts and hats on us, and introduced us to everyone there as her PLP-loving grandkids. Never mind how we cried and carried on about not wanting to be there. She had made up her mind that we would be introduced to the people she believed wanted the best for this country, and that was that. That was Grammy J. From her, I learned that conviction means having the courage to stand for what you believe, even if people roll their eyes, or in our case, cry all the way there. It was between that conviction on my mother's side and that drive for achievement on my father's side that my parents, Harold and Manira, raised me. From day one, I was my mother's favorite son. Her only other child is my younger sister, Jennifer, but that feels like an unnecessary detail. In her eyes, I could do no wrong, and she also believed deeply in my potential. Every weekend, she made sure I worked through packets of math problems she found online, determined that I'd be ready for anything my teachers threw at me. And when I act up, she had time for me then. My mother was the type to say, Harry, go in my closet and pick the belt you want me to cut your hip with. One day, thinking I cracked the code, I came back with the flimsiest fabric belt from one of her dresses. Her anger doubled, and I never tried that again. My father, on the other hand, chose an approach I like to refer to as psychological warfare. One early school morning, upset about something I can't even remember now, I yelled at my mother, Mommy, I hate you. She didn't say a word, just walked out. My father walked in. Don't worry, son, you don't have to go to school today. I thought I was off the hook until he dropped me off at the Ranfurly Home for Children and said, this is your new home now. Of course, he came back later, but that day I learned some lessons you won't truly understand for yourself until you feel the weight. But he wasn't only disciplined. He was also the cool dad who drove fast cars, played the guitar, and never missed my soccer matches. With a mother who pushed me to reach my potential and a father who found creative ways to make sure I respected that, I grew up surrounded by love, inspiration, and plenty of stories to tell. Those stories are a big part of who I am today. It's been a long journey, but these days I feel like I've started to really hit my stride. I left the team I began my career with for a job where I'm not just picking stocks for overseas clients. I'm building real wealth for Bahamians who tell me, I know your people. You're good people. I realized a childhood dream and developed an intense passion for junketing. We're just 3 years in. I carried my first King Beller down Bay Street and have become a respected member of the One Family Beller line. And last, but certainly not least, I've been lucky enough to fall in love. Last but certainly not least, I've been lucky enough to fall in love with an amazing woman who has become my best friend, someone who sees me clearly, believes in me, and loves me for who I am, while still pushing me to become the best version of myself. As my grandmother would say, I'm blessed and highly favored. At my RF interview, they asked if I'd be comfortable speaking at conferences, and I said, of course, but I wasn't. So I came up with a brilliant idea. I should join Toastmasters. I told my mother, and she just smiled. She'd seen this chapter coming from a long way away. With my family's lessons as my foundation, I'll continue writing my story. One day as CEO of the Munnings group of companies, one day as president of Club 1600, but tonight, I'm simply proud to be Toastmaster Harold Munnings III.